So hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Lakshay here. So today we're gonna start with our recursion playlist with our first question, which says string to integer atoi. It is lead code question number 8 and it's a medium level question. So let's see what this question says. So in this question we have to basically convert our string to an integer. Okay, we will be given a string and we have to convert it to an integer, and there are four conditions that should be keep in mind while converting our string to an integer. So what are those conditions? Let's see. So our first condition is white spaces. So if there are any white spaces, we will have to ignore those white spaces. For example, in here we can see that there is a white space, so we have ignored it in our output string. Second is signless, which means we have to also keep in mind that the string is either in negative or in positive. If it is in positive, then we will not write anything, but if it is in negative, then it's important to mention that sign. Third is conversion. So it says read the integer by skipping reading 0. So basically this part says that we will keep on converting our string till we reach any non-digit number, like for any character a, b, or any other sign, whatever. So till that we will keep on converting. This condition says. Now the fourth condition is rounding. This says that if we have crossed our maximum limit, which means minus 2.8, this is our minimum and this is our maximum. Now let me write pen. So our minimum is minus 2 to the power 31 and our maximum is 2 to the power 31 minus 1. So if our integer exceeds this limit, then we will simply return our maximum value and not proceed further. But if the value decreases so much that it surpasses this limit, that's our minimum value, then we'll simply return our minimum value. Okay, that this condition says. So let's take an example and see how these conditions fulfill. So first example is minus 0.42, and there is also a white space here. So according to first condition, we will first of all check to remove a white space. Then we will first of all at this index we will check that it's a white space, so we will now move to next condition. Then it is a minus sign, then we will store it. Then we will see that it's 0, so we will simply use the formula that let's consider there is a result equals to 0, and on each a condition a result becomes result into 10 plus our digits, that is here. For example, take it as I. So here it becomes like this. That means nothing, so the 0 which is at this place will mean nothing. That's why we will now move to another step, that is 4. Then again we will calculate same, so we will get 4 in our result. Then we will get 2 in our result with the use of this formula only, and at last we will add that sign that we have stored earlier in our sign variable. So our result will become like this, which is stored this. Let's take another example. If this string is look something like this, minus 6 to c9a. Here also we will check for white spaces, but here we can see there are no white spaces. That we get our sign, so we will store our sign in a sign variable. Then our I moves here, it stores it. Then here it stores it. There will be no sign at starting. Okay, then it moves here and we see that it's a non-digit number. It is not a digit. That's where we will stop our loop and we will not iterate further, and we will simply return our value with the sign. That will be minus 62. This will be our output. Okay, so now we understand how we have to approach this problem. Let's directly jump down to our code to understand it more clearly and each step in more detail. Okay, so let's take this example only, minus 0.42 here, and here is a white space. So here is our first part of code. It says, first of all, it will check our base condition that if string is empty, that it returns 0. Okay, means if there is nothing in the string, it's simply like this. That means we don't have to traverse it. We will simply return 0 because the string is empty. If that's not the case, then we will start a traversal with a pointer I, which will be initially at 0, and let's find first the distance of our, means the length of our string. Okay, we have find the length of our string. After that, what we will do, first of all, let's check. Here we can see that our length is 1 2 3 4, so our n equals to 4. Now let's see further. Now we will keep on skipping the white spaces. Here we have seen the condition for white space that till I is smaller than n, we will keep on traversing further s of I equals to empty space. Okay, I plus plus I plus plus. Then we will again check this condition that it may be a possibility, na, that we have a string like this just with white space. So that means it's an empty string. So when we keep on traversing, we will traverse all the white space, and we will now our I is pointed to equals to n. That means that our list was only consisting of white spaces, and we will simply return our 0 from here. But if not the case, that means there are some variables left. Okay, okay. So now our I is pointing to here. Okay, great. Now what we will see, we will create a sign variable. Here you can see sign equals to 1, means positive at starting. If s of I means the first index is plus, then what we will do, we will remain it same, means we will keep our sign equals to 1 only. But we can see that it at else if s of I is minus, that's in this case we are seeing here, then of sign it becomes minus 1, means our sign becomes minus 1 like this. And then our iteration moves further, so our I is now pointing to I here. Okay, so now we are I is here and our sign is this. Okay, and I is at first, and we know that our n equals to 4. These are our conditions. Now let's jump down to the next code. Now which was our string like this, and our I was here, and our sign is minus 1, and our n is 4. Okay, let's write down the index also. These are the indices. Now we will create a resultant variable which will store our result, and currently it's 0. Now we'll start our loop from I till n, and we will also check that the number is the following variable is digit or not. Okay, so in digit equals to this, we will first convert our string into a digit that we are first pointing. So we'll create this to a digit, that means 0. Then we will add it to our result, means with this formula as we discussed earlier, we will add it to result and it will give 0 only. Then we will check that if we multiply our sign to it, means if our sign is negative, then we will add this sign like this, and it's not, then this is become smaller than this, then simply we will return our int max. Then we don't need to move further. And if it becomes greater than this, then there is also not need to move further, so we'll simply return this and this. But if these conditions are not met, then we will keep on iterating further. That means now our I moves here. Okay, like this. Cool. Then it also be added here like this, result equals to result into 10 plus I. Okay, something like this. Then what we will do, 0 into 10 plus 4, so now our result equals to 4. Okay, now we will again check that sign into our result, means minus 4 is smaller than equals to the minimum value that 2 of 1, but it fails the case because no, it's greater. Then we will check another condition, that is it greater than the value of 2 to the power 31 minus 1. This also fails. That means we will keep on traversing again. Then our I becomes plus plus. Now our I is pointing to here, and then we will calculate our result again. It will be 4 into 10 plus 2, that will be 40 plus 2, means 42. Okay, then we will again check, and again like this, 42 42, this condition again falls. Then we will again increase our I. Now our I is pointing to here. Okay, so I is pointing to now here, and this index is suppose 4, means I plus plus. That means it is now equal to our size of list. So this condition fails. So this condition is failing here. So we will break down from our loop, and then at the end we will use this last statement, that is return int of result into sign. That whatever will be in our final value, we will simply return it with the sign. that is I into 42, which gives us minus 42, and we will simply return this value as our answer. Okay, so that's it. This is how we are going to approach this problem. It's kind of simple. Just we have to keep in mind all the conditions of this question. That's what makes it complicated. Okay, so that's it. Now let's discuss the time complexity. So the time complexity is big of n, because there are no for loops or while loops like this. We are keep means there are while loop but only once, and we are only iterating our list only once. There are no multiple nested loops or something like that. That's why our time complexity is big of n, and our space complexity is big of 1, because we are also not using any external space like stack, queue, or anything like this. So that's it. This is our time complexity, this is our space complexity, and this is our whole code. First you must write this part, then this part. Okay, so thanks for watching. See you later. Bye bye.